Okay, quick overview of the tracking and feedback form. Okay, so that means you should be on 1B now. All right, so this form is going to be visible to you, and you're actually going to be able to put this in your Google Drive. So you're going to want to be able to, once you open this, you should be able to then move it. So you click the move, and then you're going to want to put it into the folder in your Google Drive for our class, right? So Mr. Bauman Science class. You'd probably want to put this in the grids folder. So you would go to Mr. Bauman Science class, grids, and then you would put this in the folder with the grid you're working on. So let's say you're working on grid number 0, the intro. So you'd go to grid 0, and then you should be able to put this in there. That way you can access this from that place. You can also always access it from this form. I'm also going to be putting it on Classroom for you, so you can get to it any way you want. All right, so when we actually have students on the rosters, all of these names that say student name 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 26, they're going to be students' names. So you're actually going to be able to track progress across, and you'll notice these are the same letters and numbers that are in the grid. So this is going to track your grid progress. Okay. So you guys are actually not going to be filling out this front page here. You're actually going to say, like, let's say I'm student number 6. I'm going to click student number 6's name. And then if I click right here, it's going to link me to the tab for student number 6, which is down here at the bottom. Okay, so I'll take myself to that tab. So this is me. It'll say your name here. Okay. And then what you guys are going to do, you don't have to do anything else. You're just going to put your progress in right here. Okay. So you're going to be marking your progress with the letter that works for you. So let's go and look at the letter system here. W means I'm working. So that's like green light. Everything's fine. Q is question. That's like yellow light. I can keep working, but I still have a question. Okay. S is I'm stuck. There's something that I can't do. I need help. Okay. And then F means you have completed this section and you're waiting for feedback from a teacher. And then X would be that you're completely finished, and they're all color coded with these colors as well. Okay. So let's say I want to be, I'm going to say that I'm working on 1A, right? I'm going to go to the section, find 1A. I'm going to put a little W, just type W, enter. It's going to turn green automatically. Okay. Because it's color coded, and it's going to show up student number 6 is W. Okay. So everybody can publicly see this part right here. And the idea for that is that we are okay that we're all in different places, and we want to kind of acknowledge that and be able to, like, maybe possibly help each other, right? So like let's say that I am student 6 and I am actually XXXX, and student 5 is like XXXQS, right? If I'm student 6 and I look at the tracker and I see that, I'm going to be like, oh, well, I finished 1D, right? Maybe I can help student 5. So maybe student 5 might come to me, or maybe if I have some free time in class, this won't necessarily work in digital learning, but once we're back in blended, you could then say like, "Hey, student 5, like, we're classmates, can I help you with something?" And if they have a quick question, you guys can take care of it and move on. Okay? The idea is that the goal of this class is to all grow, right? So if we can help each other grow, that's awesome. What we don't want to do is just be like, "Here's the answer, now leave me alone," right? So the whole idea of this is to establish a culture in the classroom where we're willing to help each other. So these are the color codes of each thing. If you type these letters, you'll notice that they come up. So let's explore student 6 a little bit more. Let's say student 6 is working on 1E, right? Then that's going to color code here, and then that's going to show up here. Okay, 1E, student 6 is working. Now, here's how this other stuff works. For your score, if there's a reason that I need to give you a score, I'm going to put that score here. Now, this is your private tab. It's going to be locked so that only you and me can see it. Nobody else can see that. So let's say, you're a plus here. You did great work. Um, or you're like a 4. Let's say you're a 4 in the score. Great job. Or you're like a 2, right? Okay, so that's me going to give you a score, right? And that score will automatically trigger some feedback response in your head. And I'm also going to talk to you about whatever you need to know. So, like, if you're a 4, I might not give you any additional feedback because that means you're above standard. If you're a 2, you're slightly below standard. So I might say like you should retry. You should retry the section about, I don't know. Let's say this is about forces that cause motion. So, right, just like specific feedback, maybe something like that. So, or I might say, like, in number 4, I can see that you really know this. Here's how I know that, right? Like, I'm going to try and give you feedback here so that you can follow that feedback. Okay. So that's kind of a rundown of how this form works. Again, only you are going to be able to see your own personal tab. So if I'm student 1, right? I'm like, I don't know, what's a person with double A letters, Aaron Andrews or whatever. If I click student 1, only I can see that. right? But if I'm student one, I can't see student two's tab. Okay, so don't worry, your feedback and your scores and stuff, that's private information. But the tracker is public so that we can kind of be aware of like where each other are at and like kind of pace based on that. And also figure out like how can we work to help each other if that's possible. Okay. So that's the tracker. And again, it's going to be available like all over the place. So you'll find it.